What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls of all ages? Brian here with ETM540 Clubhouse, back to the shop for some more project action. That biscuit. We are super stoked with how awesome things have been coming out so far on our nice little ATC70 125 shifter, manual, dirt track, drift trike, crazy little freaking thing built. We still don't have a name for it yet. Rhonda came up with one. It was pretty rad. It was the Shiftin' Carton or something like that. It was hilarious though. She sent it to me via text and I was ruffling by myself. It was hilarious. But anyways, we are stoked with how everything came out so far. Thanks to everyone for watching last week's video. It was awesome to get out and do a little swap meeting, looking for some cool stuff. On the last video for this, we buttoned up. I'm in cinematic mode, so it's getting blurred out. I gotta be all... no, it's still... Oh, there we go. Okay, that's not gonna work. That doesn't work. Why is it doing this again? It did this last time. Oh my god. So anyways, we buttoned up our plastics. We still have to process, don't fall, doing our mounts on our seats. Some of these right here. Seat. There's only one seat. We're not putting a, you know what I mean. So anyways, we do need to relocate some of those bolts and mounting points and then actually add some to the rear. And I'll do a whole separate video for that. But as far as these go, these plastics, how they sit, they ain't changing. And I'm stoked with how they came out. Especially because of the fact that it was all repurposed. All stuff that, quite honestly, was not worth trying to save as far as putting back onto a stock build. And we were able to just make it work for this because look at this thing. It's a freaking rat trike. It's nothing special. Well, it's special, but it's not. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, for today, what I'd like to get done is there are some little bits and pieces that I want to try and mock up in a way to where we know kind of what we're up against as far as other items that we're going to add to this project. One of them being I want to put a light on because I think it'd be fun and it looks cool. And we do have a rear Nerf bar, exhaust, stuff like that. We just got to make sure that things are going to fit, they're going to line up, and we should probably mount the motor because it's just, yep, it's there, it works, but we don't want that thing falling out. So yeah, we're gonna do some of that and probably be a lot of time lapse, maybe not, you know, we'll kind of do what we do, you know how we roll. So let's freaking put this thing down and get to work. So yeah, first thing second, I think we're probably gonna just use these, honestly, because they seem to be fine, the threads and all that. But we do need to cut them down. So one's an Allen head and the other one is a hex. So it'll be, I mean, hey, if it works, it works. If it fits, it ships. So we'll cut those down to size and get some nuts on them and washers and all that and freaking call it good. Hopefully we didn't beat up on the threads too bad. So yeah, let's size them up and make them happen. Captain. All right, step one, get a hammer. Oh yeah. Make sure you hit your frame too. It's always great. You know, adds character. Oh, love it. Nice. All right, let's size this biscuit. Put some nuts on there. This is for you, Denny. All right, now I have all the proper tools to do this a lot easier than what I'm about to do. But I come from the old school of grab dad's hacksaw. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna chop off what I think is enough to have the threads that we need to put a lock nut on. And then, oh, speaking of, I think this is dad's hacksaw. But yeah, if we need to shave it down more, we'll shave it down more. But for now, just going to take some off. And actually, I think I grabbed the wrong hacksaw because this thing sucks. All right. There we go. Grandpa's hacksaw. Okay. Time for new school hacksaw. Dang, that was some freaking hard metal. But there you go. Yeah, I may have muffed up them threads a little bit, but whatever. We'll ream it out right now. All right, so next step is to get all the hardware needed in order to mount the engine, well, pretty much permanently. And like I said before, with this build, we are using what we got. It's a rat rod build. We're not super concerned about using all OEM parts and all that good stuff. It's kind of like a mix match Frankenstein, which is what'll make it cool. I do have OEM parts though, and hardware. We got a whole bin of it, but I don't want to utilize that stuff unless I really have to. And so I was just going through, I needed some lock washers. Turns out I didn't necessarily have OEM ones, but ones that were just mixed in, so I'm gonna use those. Yeah, for the most part, we'll use what we have, and if we have to, we'll dig into that. So, did I just say that? I probably already said that. I don't know. It's early. Who cares? So anyways, there's no need for you guys to watch me constantly dig through nuts and bolts and washers. I'm going to finish this one off, grab the other one, do the same thing to that one. That way we can fully mount the engine, and then move on to the next thing. So, from here on out, it's going to be time-lapse until that thing's fully mounted, and then we'll jump on the next task. Why am I standing like I have to fart or something? That's stupid. Okay, let's just go. Motor is fully mounted. Yeah, it worked. It did not fall. You never know what's going to happen, but if something's going to happen, I'd rather have it on film or digital on phone. You know what I mean. So anyways, that is in there, not going anywhere. And that worked out really good. Those were literally BMX parts that I had, the bolts that I used for that. And they came from the stem bolts that went into the old 1-inch threaded style, and you old school BMXers will know exactly what I mean. Those ended up being for that, which I'm stoked to have some BMX related stuff on here. But now that that's done, that makes me feel better about kind of working things in as far as mounting exhaust and just whatever else, because now we know it's in place. It's not going anywhere. So I think next up, I want to do this little mount, the Nerf rear bar handle thing, whatever you call them. And I want to mount it on there first, make sure it's going to work with the plastics. And then after that, if it does work, then we want to weld. We want to weld a little tab on here for a off-road flag, just because we love off-road flags. If it's a circle tracker, you don't need a flag. But we have, oh, they're not back there. We have a bunch of flags, and it would be cool just to have on there, just for the sake of. So, yeah, we're going to see if this will work. So I'm gonna do some more time lapse on that as I'm kind of finagling and fooling around and making stuff kind of work and whatnot, and we'll go from there. God, I'm stoked the motor's mounted though. That's awesome. All right, let's do this. Not exactly what I was expecting, but it's okay. It's still gonna work. It's still kind of what I was envisioning, and I'll probably play around with it a little bit more. The welder was giving me a little issue, and it wasn't specifically like welding in a way in my head I envisioned it, and I still need to clean some stuff up, but that works. And wait a minute. Where's the... Oh, I'm in freaking cinematic again. Hang on. God dang it. Okay, that's better. So yeah, so it ended up just being a big old blob of welds that I didn't like, and normally I'm like, I don't care, whatever, my welds are my welds. But it really looked like crap. And then as I was grinding, it wasn't really getting much better. And so I just ended up just welding a bunch on there and then grinding it down and then cutting in like a little distinctive line. And I don't know, I'm going to play with it with some files and, you know, just try and mess around with it some more. But it's on there, and the reasoning behind it, that's actually one of the exhaust pieces off of Rhonda's Wasteland Predator engine, which was like the base piece or something. And I found it in there and it just worked out perfect. So not exactly what I thought in my head, but we'll fix it. We'll get it there. So I'm going to fine tune on it, but it's a rat bike. Come on. It's not gonna be perfect. So yeah, but I'm honestly happy with the fact that it's on there. The rear grab bar worked out. It's stuck out enough, and yeah, things are moving. So I am going to probably mess around a little bit with the front light. I am going to sit for a sec just to take a little quick break because I need to do that. I'm old. Oh, and speaking of old, So I started using Old Bones compression knee braces lately, and those have been a freaking lifesaver too. So I'm still using their compression socks and their all-day insoles, and those are insanely amazing for being in the shop all day. But their knee brace is sick. And lately, because of my ex BMX career and all that stuff, my knees are shot. So the moment that I put this thing on, it immediately just kind of keeps things together in a sense to where when I'm standing up and whatnot, it's not creating issues basically to where I feel like my knee's gonna blow out. So I have another one. I'm probably gonna start using two, but this is their compression knee brace, and it's friggin' sick. Go check out their website. These guys are amazing. They actually just got a new warehouse, which I'm really stoked for them. I was seeing that on their Instagram, and I'm super pumped. I hope we can get down there someday. So, yeah, check them out. Thank you, Brandon. You're awesome. We love you guys, the whole crew, everyone who makes it happen. And, yeah, we're super pumped. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and then get back to whatever else. We'll figure it out. Got to do some cleanup because I was munching on popcorn and there's popcorn kernels all over, and I was being a slob and from all the grinding. So, you know, just got to take care of that stuff first. Otherwise, my mind ain't right. But yeah. All right. All right. I feel much better. It's always nice to have a clean shop. Oh, yeah. And FYI, if you're ever grinding, don't leave your welding magnet near where you're grinding, because otherwise it catches all the freaking things that fly off your grinder. So all the metal that I was grinding, yeah, it's on my magnet. So all right, time to take care of that now. Woo-hoo. So while I was thinking and taking a quick break, I actually ended up doing some stuff off camera, and I feel a lot better about this. I actually ended up using a step bit to drill out kind of those 3 holes. Did a defining line with some a file and a grinder, and I think once we just kind of throw a little splatter paint on it, or let it rust, it'll be good to go. But check it out, and I put the flag on, so I'm pretty stoked. We don't have a flag yet per se, but we do have the pole. So yeah, so it looks much better now. So anyways, check it out. So that's it. And I feel much better about that. It's not perfect, but it's not meant to be. And I may do something with a hole saw just around that, just to make it kind of even a little bit better. But yeah, she's got her pole. And she looks good. So I'm pretty stoked. And that's just, like I said, if we want to run a freaking flag, then we run a flag. We have it. We're ready to go. And it's just one of those things that we really wanted to do. And now that I'm looking at it, it's actually cocked forward. Anyways, it is shifted forward quite a bit. So I'm assuming that I'm probably going to have to do a little like heating and bending down, which is fine too. I didn't even think about that when I put it on. So when you go to lower that thing back down to its right height, it's definitely going to be, yeah. So we'll adjust on that too, which is no big deal. That's an easy heat up and bend, and we're good to go. But yeah, I'm freaking pumped. I like it. So I think because I have only just a little bit more time left, right now I'm just going to do a quick mock-up of the headlight and kind of play around with that and just put it in position to where I know it'll be something we can work around as we're kind of doing all the cables and linkages and all that. And then I got to get going. So, but let's at least get that in place and go from there. It's going to be a pretty easy process on this one. Easy. And I think it's going to look really good. So yeah, let's get that sucker in its home. And for now, I'm just going to be using the bracket. I'll kind of mock it up in there, but I'm not sure. Some of this isn't functioning the way that it looked like it should go in there, and it might not all go together. I thought it did, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'm at least going to put the frame around it, and we'll just like rest that in there somehow. Or I actually, oh no, I have those. Oh, yeah, there we go. So the plan and goal is to actually be able to utilize this light even without a battery. And if needed, we'll put a battery in it. But I have an electronics pack coming, a whole new wiring harness. So I think that's gonna, yeah, be something that we're gonna tie in. And I know I said we were using all stuff laying around, but as far as the electronics go, I want to make sure that I got the specific harness with the... Why do I always forget the name of those freaking things? The ignition coil. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure I had the proper ignition coil and everything that'll power it and give enough spark to make it run really good. So I ended up just buying one. It was literally like $19 on Amazon. So freaking Amazon. Been buying a lot off Amazon. So anyways, let's get at least the frame around. And actually, no, now that I see that, we're going to put that on too. And then we'll call it good from there. Oh, I love it. Stuff we had laying around. I'm not fully sold yet, but I'm pretty freaking stoked on that. That looks pretty awesome. So I'm going to put the tools away because I really got to go now. I'm going to put the tools away. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to put the rest of the parts on, and we'll just see where we ended up for today. But I'm pretty pumped. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, let me do all this and then we'll come back. Yes, that looks good. I like it. I'm in. It's kind of 80s, 70s, not quite streamlined, but it's Brad. It's exactly what it needs to be. So, yeah, and the exhaust is gonna be cool too. It's gonna be a little challenging with the kickstart, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. We can do some bends and whatnot and get it working. But I actually ended up warming that up and go ahead and bending it down. It does look a lot better, but holy crap. I like it so far. I'm really pumped on this. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And it's just slowly but surely starting to come back together again. So, yeah. So that's going to do it for me for today. I'm going to come back during the week probably and do some more stuff to it, but that's good for me. I'm stoked. I like the progress. It's just those little things, those little tiny things that get you. And, you know, if you can knock a couple out here and there, then it definitely feels a lot better. And that's just stuff that, like I said, before I start finalizing routing of cables and the electronics and all that stuff that are going to be coming in, I wanted to make sure I had the pieces on that I know are going to be full permanent locations. So now that that's all good, we'll come back later, mess around some more. I know there's still some more permanent mounting to be done and all that good stuff, but for now it's just, I'm glad that we got that and we know. So yeah, pumped. Okay, see you tomorrow? Yeah, probably not. We suck at that. Anyways, all right, a few days later, and yeah, something's been kind of bugging me. I'm not happy with how this looks. There's just something about it. Just doesn't feel right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do something with the opposite side, strengthen the bottom. Hopefully that'll look a little bit more ratty. And then, yeah, we're going to call it good. Just because it in my head, it looked better than it does. So, and then, yeah, after that, I think we're going to probably call it good for this video, just because The next few steps are going to be some more of buttoning things up as we need to, and all that stuff can be done as we're kind of piecing things together as far as the things that will get it running type aspect, like electronics and wiring harnesses and throttle controls, especially because I am kind of in my head thinking that I may want to go back to a thumb throttle. And mainly just for the sake of the fact that this is our brake that we're going to be using for the rear. That will allow us to lock it up and kind of, slide into some corners and whatnot. And it's kind of hard to... It would be easier, I should say, to have a thumb throttle with the, I'm just saying. But anyways, let's freaking knock this little thing out. Fix it up a little bit better. And then... call her good. Mm-hmm. All right, now I'm just being stupid. No, I'm just kidding. I was already kind of planning on doing this, but yeah, I figured since I'm here and kind of just buttoning a couple of things up, I might as well do a little white trash weight reduction, aka drill some freaking holes in that bitch. But I think I'm gonna call it good. I just don't have the energy to keep going tonight, and there's tons more to do. And there's more stuff coming in too, which is really cool. We actually have the tank sealer coming in. I want to get that rocking so that way we have fuel for when we can start messing with getting the motor running and tuned up. And we do, like I said, have those electrical wiry, cabley looking things that go places. They like poke together and stuff goes through them and it goes broom broom. And I was thinking about trying a front fender on this. Maybe. Don't know though. We'll have to see. So, we got things to do. So for now, I'm going to call it good and head on out for the evening. But really quick, as you can see, that's just the start of it. I'm going to make them bigger. I may go like a step down or up, starting from there down to up or something like that. I don't know. Make it kind of look a little 80s or something. I don't know. We'll see. And with that, thank you guys so much for joining us on another little adventure and coming to see what we're doing with the old 125 shish kebab. I don't know. That's definitely not what we're calling it, but it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. So, yeah, we'll get back on it in next week's video where we start doing electronics and just kind of probably get the tank situated. And, we've been through all this. So I am going to head out for the evening. I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you for all the support. We love you all so much. And we'll see you next time. Oh, I can't even do it right.